But yeah.
I guess just to ask for your thoughts, they seemed a little bit obviously frustrated, obviously a little bit upset about what happened tonight.
They should be, and I had a feeling it was coming. You know, South Dakota knows how to play. You know, they're going to play a tough defense most of the time, and you know, it was a good test for us to see where we were after the Southern Miss game. You know, Southern Miss wasn't that good defensive team. You know, I think our kids thought that we got young kids, and they're still trying to figure out how to handle pressure, and we got to figure out, you know, who to go to at the clutch, and you don't know who's going to step up for this bunch right now, and it's something we've either got to develop, or there'll be a lot of games like that, because college games usually won, you know, in that last 6 or 7 minutes, and we've got to have somebody that's going to take over, and you know, that's where we've been blessed the last 3 years, you know, with Chas and Leak. We knew they were going to make good plays down the end. I think we're still kind of looking around and trying to figure out who is going to make those plays. And, you know, we're just passing the ball, being passive, and they're, you know, taking advantage and getting up tighter and tighter, and instead of us really going tough and breaking them down, we just kind of let them push us out of our game. You know, it's something that you don't want to happen, but it's something I think that's going to have to happen a few times for us to learn how to play.
It seemed like you guys, at least in the first half, defended the ball well. I mean, took them out of what they want to do. They kind of remind me of the Green Bay game last year. Both of you teams want to execute in the half court. You want to, it's precise, it's timing, it's everything you want to do. You seem like you did a good job in the first half. Do you felt like
Well, the first half's not where you win the game. The second half's where you got to be tough. And when you get a little tired, you got to show more concentration, and that's where we're just not very tough. I mean, when we get tired, even when we get tired in practice, we make a lot of mistakes. And you know, that's just part of being youth, not used to playing and grinding out a game. And you play a good team like that, you're going to have to grind it out. We're not tough enough right now to grind it out yet. We got to, that's part of it. We'll learn how to do it.
It's not an excuse, obviously, but you know, I look up and down here. They go full in. I think the person they have most go tonight for them is 26, and you have, you know, 4 of your guys are going 36 plus minutes. Is it a physical thing too?
It is a little bit, but you know, we got so much youth over there that every time we sub, it's another freshman. And you know, it's hard to put a freshman on the floor when you're in this tight game, and then you know, you already got one freshman trying to cover up. You know, it's early, and defense is a tough thing to play on this level. And Taylor, you know, struggling. That's the reason she's going to be in foul trouble a lot. And then you put another one out there, and you can't cover up 2 mistakes. And you know, so it's a little tough on us right now, but it's good for them to learn how to play some extended minutes, and you know, we'll get some opportunities to play the other kids, and a little bit more practice for everybody. But it's just going to be a process. And when you're playing against this kind of schedule, you're going to get some knocks, and you're going to learn from them, and it just depends on how tough they are and how quick they want to grow up. That's what will be coming.
Was it the toughness when I mentioned to them? Obviously, it seems like there's some plays at the top that's doing like some screen action, some handoffs, things you just have to fight through. Is that the toughness that you just have to make those plays in those situations?
It is. You run that against Azrael and Leak, and it's, you know, it's a different story, and that's what these kids got to learn is, you know, how tough you got to be when it comes down. Because you know, they did a good job of execution, and you know, but they've been in NCAA tournament 4 years. They've got experience. They know what it takes to play and win on this level. And, you know, we've got a group here that's trying to figure out what it takes. And, you know, these guys, you know, they're giving effort that's just right now. It's just a lot. Sometimes it's wasted effort, you know, because the end result's not what you want it to be. But it's not because we're not trying. It's just because we've got to have something to get that experience.
Is the complacency part of that factor? That it seems like they kind of mentioned they kind of sense it in practice at times, and obviously you've been around it.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. You know, we you know, it's like we'll play one good game, and then we'll come back and kind of just, all right, you know, we got a game, and then, you know, they'll relax and not play with intensity, and then, you know, maybe we get beat, maybe we come back well against Memphis, and then we got to play harder. You know, it's typical. You take one step forward and 2 back sometimes.
Obviously, you know, when I look up and down here, the rebounding margin tonight too was big. They generated some second chances.
They do. We talked about them going to the offensive boards, and you can see they got us on the offensive boards big time. And, you know, you can talk about it, you can block out, but you know, experience is the best teacher, and we're getting a lot of experience right now.
How many, you know, the turnovers? There's 5 steals, 18 turnovers. How much are those just execution errors, just mental breakdowns, just knowing, or just?
It's just mental. It's just mental. I mean, just not being tough enough to concentrate and see what's happening, and wanting it to be a little easier than what it's going to be, and getting frustrated when it's not. So, I mean, we talk about it every day. And you know, like I say, I know there's going to be some knocks coming, and it ain't going to clear up here in the next week or 2. It's going to be a process.
You worried all about, you know, at least in some of the box scores and everything, there's some turnovers coming from Marion a little bit more than from Do you worry about them getting frustrated, at least in this sense? This is the first time they're going through it?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to lose their confidence, but, you know, this levels of experience in itself. I mean, it's, you know, Marion's trying to maybe do too much sometimes and making turnovers for that reason. And, you know, she's putting a different lineup. She's the one that's going to make, you know, that's what I'm saying is you got to have somebody that you know when you go to them, they're going to do something good with it. And we still struggle with that right now. And, you know, that's why they make you a good team when you got somebody you know you can go to. And we did it a couple of times, so maybe they can build off of that when they watch film and say, all right, you did it this time, but then you didn't do it. You know, you got to just do it time after time. You got to have enough confidence to keep doing it.